going on, everybody? John Dornbos here of the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to say thank you to all the great fans in my journey of holding the most consecutive games in Philadelphia Eagles history with 162. And with that, let's give a shout out to the Philly podcast and Philly Fresco. May all you rock on, baby. Hey, I'm John Dornbos. Go Birds.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, a.k.a. Philly Fresco, a.k.a. David Ruffins of the Philly Nation. Y'all need David Ruffins. No, I'm just playing. So today we're going to go over my top 4 teams. It's going to be basically 2 teams from the AFC, 2 teams from the NFC. All right, so I'm going to pick the winners. I'm going to pick who is going to be in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So if you aren't already, go follow the IG at PhillyTP. I did post a Instagram post saying, give me your winners of every division. So I'm going to basically concise that and, kind of make it into the top 4. So let's have some fun, right? So we'll start right at number 4. And the way I'm going to do it is going from 4 to 1. So 4, I think, will probably be the worst of the 4. And then, the number 1, I would say, I think is going to be the Super Bowl champions. Now, you see the Eagles hat, it's Philly the podcast, but I'm going to stay unbiased. I'm going to try and be as honest as I possibly can. All right? So with that said, number 4 is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I do see us going to the championship game. I think that we are going to have, if we stay healthy, we have the team to make it. We have the better coaching in at least our division. In the NFC East, we have the most, commonality. People know each other. Our coaches know each other. Our staff is, they've worked together with the exception of a few people. But I just think that understanding of each other and that, having that common place is going to be good for us. I think that we can really do some good things. And like I said, I think our draft, while it might not look like we, filled amazing holes and got great players, we got what we needed and we added elements that we did not have before, such as speed. And that's really the biggest one. If you look at the safeties that we picked up, the linebackers we picked up, obviously the wide receivers that we picked up, speed, cheetahs everywhere. So that was obviously a big part of what we wanted to do. And if you look at the NFL, and if you look at these other 3 teams that I'm going to say, you need speed. You need a lot of speed in the NFL right now. So, and Carson Wentz likes to throw the ball. If you look, or throw the ball deep, I should say. Every quarterback likes to throw the ball. But if you look at what he did with Torrey Smith, broke down Torrey Smith, he was at the end of his career. And you see what he did with him, and it made the offense just that much better. You saw what he obviously did with one game of Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson basically led our whole offense in most of the categories, and he only played one game. But so you see what he can do when he has the weapons, and you obviously see what he did with Miles Sanders, who has a little bit of speed. So I think, like I said, the familiarity with everybody in that division, and that team, I think we have that upper hand. And I just think we have the better coach. We have one of the better quarterbacks in the conference, I should say, in the NFC. There's teams that I think, could have been there, but it's hard to put them there. Like, you could put the Saints, you could put the Rams, you can put there's a lot of teams that might just make it, and, boot the Eagles out. We might not make it. But I think that we have an upper hand. We are a different team when we get to the playoffs, and I think that's big for us. So I do have number 4. I have the Eagles. All right. I didn't put them winning the Super Bowl, so you should be proud of me. All right. I'm not going to leave them out. Obviously, I saw a Cowboys content creator talking about, hey, we about to go 17-0, cuz. We about to, crazy. I can't stand Cowboys fans, but anyways. So then that was from the NFC. Now, number 3 is going to be an AFC team, and I'm going to put them as number 3 because I think they're going to be knocked out as well. So number 3, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens. And this is why I said you need speed on offense and defense. They are a fast team. They are a very young team, and they have a nasty defense now. They picked up some great players in the offseason, and that defense was good last year. So, you couple some of those guys, you got Earl Thomas out there. You got a squad. So I just think that they are poised to be a great team again. I think last year they just didn't know. They didn't have much playoff experience, especially Lamar Jackson. He didn't do bad or anything, but he didn't have the experience. He wasn't ready necessarily for that spot, you know. And Harbaugh's a great coach, don't get me wrong, but he's not Andy Reid, you know. Andy Reid he took literally don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is a talent on his own, but Andy Reid he was like, you're ready now. We're going to do it now. And obviously we saw what happened. Lamar Jackson is a freak of nature. Lamar Jackson is a different type of player. We've seen Michael Vick. You know, it's easy to compare the two, but I just think they're very different at the same time. They obviously, you know, you see them running around and it's easy to say, oh, Michael Vick, but he's just a different animal. Vick was a very good runner. Vick didn't throw the ball in the pocket until he really got to the Eagles, I feel like. A lot of his big throws in Atlanta were really just kind of scramble drills. You know, he would kind of run around and find somebody open. And he didn't have the greatest wide receivers in Philly. So, in Atlanta, you know, he had a couple good guys, but he didn't have the craziest receivers. He had a good tight end and everything. But I think just Lamar Jackson, just the way that they run the offense around him, and he's going to be better this year, you know, brain-wise and just knowing what defenses want to do against him. Patrick Mahomes said himself that he thinks Lamar Jackson can and most likely will be the face of the NFL pretty soon, which I can definitely see. The kid's electric, and like I said, he's just going to get better. So I do have them at number 3. I don't see them winning at all, but I do have them at number 3. All right, you guys, this is where I'm going to do these shout-outs, man. You know what time it is. I appreciate you guys, bro. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep this family growing. We almost at 800. My goal is 1,000 for the end of the month. I know we could do it, so make sure to follow and go subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Now back to the video. Number 2 is going to be another NFC team. So I do have an AFC team winning the Super Bowl. You probably already know who it is, but we'll get to that. So number 2, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That offense is ridiculous. I mean, you put any quarterback. We saw what Jameis Winston did. Jameis has talent, don't get me wrong, but that offense is just ridiculous. You got Godwin, you got the tight end, you got so many players on that offense right now. It's just ridiculous. Obviously, Gronkowski. I'm trying to remember their backup tight end name. OJ Howard, I think it was. But either way, they have so many weapons on that offense. You add Tom Brady, he's going to be able to make the right reads. He's a little bit older, so will he make the right throws? Will he be able to make every throw? We'll see. Last year he did. You can tell his arm wasn't what it was, 3 or 4 years ago. But he's still Tom Brady. I mean, the mind on that man will get them to at least the playoffs, I feel, and they do have a very good defense, a very young defense at that. So I think that they're going to not necessarily surprise a lot of people. I think that they're going to do well. I've seen a couple people saying that they think the Patriots will have a better record than Tampa Bay. We'll see. If they do, Bill Belichick is the GOAT. Bill Belichick's already kind of the GOAT, but, that might... I don't know if it'll make Tom Brady look any worse, but it'll definitely make Bill Belichick look very, very good. So I do have them number 2. I have them losing in the Super Bowl. And who do I have winning the Super Bowl? This one's pretty easy. Even though Madden doesn't seem to think it's that easy. I'm not going to go on a rant of Madden. But they're the 8th highest ranked team in Madden. And they won the Super Bowl last year. So I do think that they're going to two-peat. It is the Kansas City Chiefs. That boy Patrick Mahomes is just a different animal. You have Tyreek Hill. You have the best tight end in the league, Travis Kelce. That offensive line is just disgusting. Their defense, honestly, I feel like it underperformed last year very well, very much so, I should say. And obviously in the playoffs, every game was a comeback. But now he has the experience. He went in there without experience in the playoffs and big games. And Patrick Mahomes just showed out when he had to. And I feel like that defense will step up. They had a lot of players that just kind of came together at the last minute last year. You know what I mean? And they had a good amount of good players. But now I feel like they'll gel better. So I just think that... I think there's not a team better than them. I just think that they're all around the best team in the league, Like I said, you got Patrick Mahomes, the best player in the league. And then you got Tyreek Hill, who arguably to me, I would take him over a lot of wide receivers. Even Michael Thomas, to be honest. Like, a lot of people think Michael Thomas is the best player in the league. He's nasty. Don't get me wrong. He's a nasty wide receiver. But you can't teach speed, man. And Tyreek Hill is just fast. That boy goes. And then they got Mecole Hardman. I don't know if they re-signed Sammy. I don't think they did. But either way, you just have so many options. And then their running core. I played fantasy football last year, and I had like literally all of their backup running backs because they always got hurt. Whether it was Damian Williams, I think it was Darrell Williams was another one, LaShawn McCoy, whoever they put in there was putting up numbers. Just because there's so much going around that team, it's hard to really like stop any person. It's hard to say we're gonna stop Tyreek Hill today because then Kelsey's gonna kill you. It's hard to say we're gonna stop Kelsey because then LaShawn's gonna go run for 400 yards. Like they just have so many different weapons. Obviously, they don't have LaShawn McCoy this year again, but either way, it's going to be hard to stop that team. So I have them winning the Super Bowl, and my prediction for the Super Bowl is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs beating Tampa Bay, and it's going to be 27-17, we'll say. 27-17. That's my prediction. So let me know who you guys think will make the Super Bowl. Who's your top 4 team, your final 4? Who would your final 4 be? Let me know in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe, you know what I'm saying? We out here doing it big. And I got some big collabs coming up, so please, stay tuned. We're about to really get it cooking, you know what I mean? But other than that, you know what it is. It's fly, Eagles, fly, and we out here. Peace.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!